I back I bellet them 1 9 you walk upon 9 no good. Bonyani Mudilanya Nanchi Gube, Nezio Kayamon Yamanomia Jibuzo, Nezio Quagani Domo Biafra Nagani. He said, Organize IPOB Nagani. He said, I bear no Layana Batani, Robi Ochan will be the Rena Batani. I am not an Orgadriana money is no Layanama. He said, I can ask in your line to be America and you get what he said. Behind the book when they will not want to mean to us. One woman will one more. Behind him, he said, I am not saying that Biafra got better than now. He said, Anige Ruru or Momo Anige Ruru, Akono, Banime Biafra. He said, I am not saying, no, Lapotra and the Senate Biafra, Gadonia Haga. I see everybody go break, get people like Yakusen God. I could get my organ dog. He said, always you could get in a ganjama. Oh, we have one Nakajinaga. Ufubi. I am not saying, go no one ways you could do this. You said, leave no ways you could wonder. I am not going to die in a number. He said, I got which each other. He said, I don't go Cabia. Onyanyen do nyanya bisi nyanya ngozi nke nyanya honanya ekpe ni me kanyi na ekpe owo ka onye bi n'ime eligwe ko we nuru olu anyi we gbatara anya ose enyemaka we zọpụta anyị na akpani nke na akpa anyị nke bụ Biafra anyị na asị na ikpete maazụ anyị ga-enye aha nsị ụtụtụ na nsọpụrụ na eji ama site n'ebighị mago n'ebighị.
Welcome my amazing viewers. Thank you so much for joining me on my program once again. I appreciate you wherever you are connecting from. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please kindly subscribe to my channel. Click the notification bell so that you'll be notified each time I upload a video. You will be among the first to receive it. Thank you so much and remain blessed. Remember, in this channel, we speak about the plight of the people in the contraption called Nigeria. It doesn't matter their religion, it doesn't matter their tribe, it doesn't matter their location. We speak about their plight. The killings that is happening in Nigeria, the subjugation and the stealing of the people's resources in Nigeria that is happening on a daily basis. The conventional media seems to play it down. They hide it from the public, but we'll try as much as we can in the social media to speak about it and bring it to the front burner. Let the world know what is happening in that contraption called Nigeria. We must continue. It doesn't matter what they do. And for those of you who are Biafrans and Biafran friends, please kindly join in the 150 days prayer that Nnamdi Kanu have directed us to pray. If you have not joined the prayer, try as much as possible to join the prayer. It is not late yet. You can join. We are in the final stage of the prayer, and the prayer, you can see, is doing wonders. It is because of the prayer that most of us are still standing strong today. It is because of the prayer that so many things are happening, and more are going to happen before the end of the prayer. So join your faith with the faith of our spiritual master Nnamdi Kanu, because he is praying for you every now and again. Even as we are speaking, he is kneeling on his knees praying for you and I. Why won't we pray along with him? Let us join him in the prayer so that we can get victory. You can see that a lot is already happening. A lot is already happening in the struggle for Biafra. But we cannot be distracted. We have to remain focused. The only thing that matters to you and I, to everybody that is living in the southeastern region, everybody living in the old southeastern region, which include the south, the southeast, or whatever they call themselves. These are people I'm talking about, the Biafran people. We are speaking about their plight, and we are one. What matters to us now is freedom. What matters to us is freedom. How we can be free from the contraption called Nigeria. And as you can see, Biafra is in the hand of DSS as we speak. What do I mean? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the only symbol of Biafra that we have known all over the world. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu remains the symbol of Biafra that we know today, in the present day. I am not saying that other people have not played their role. A lot of other activists have played their role. A lot of other Biafrans, faithful Biafrans, have played their role. But today, as we stand, it is only our spirit, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, that is the symbol of Biafra all over the world. When you mention Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you mention Biafra. He has brought Biafra to the front border, and the whole world is talking about Biafra as we speak today. Today, that Biafra is in DSS. What contribution are you making to make sure that he comes out from that very dungeon? What contribution are you making? It is high time we begin to play our role. Do whatever you can do on your own to make sure that the voice of the indigenous people of Biafra is being heard, that our Supreme Leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is being released. Everybody who is in the old Southeastern region is a Biafra. You are a member of IPOB. Don't be deceived. Don't deceive yourself. You might not be a family member, but as long as you are from the old Southeastern region, you are a Biafra. Nothing can change that. That is absolute truth. It doesn't matter what anybody say, it doesn't matter what you do, that is the absolute truth. And whenever you hear that IPOB is being proscribed, you are the one that is being proscribed. Whenever you hear that they are coming to kill IPOB, they are coming to kill you. That is the obvious truth, and nobody can change it. This is the situation and where we have found ourselves in the contractual court Nigeria. That is where we are speaking up on daily basis, saying it exactly the way it is, and we cannot stop. We cannot be distracted. This is not the time to begin to look into our shoulders and begin to look at those who are fighting along with us, to begin to demonize them. It is time for us to stand up. If our Supreme Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was out there, he will be fighting for you and I. Why wouldn't we fight for him? This is the time for all of us to stand up and fight for our Supreme Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and make sure that he's being released unconditionally. You can see already the people in Nigeria, the indigenous people in Nigeria, are already adding their own voice by observing a sit at home every Monday. The sit at home must continue. We support them 101%. They are playing their own part to make the world know what is actually happening. And their own part is having a great effect in the struggle. Is having a great effect in the release of Supreme Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The lawyers are doing their own job in their own side. But we have to play our own role. Do not discourage anybody who has on his or her own decided to sit at home to respect our Supreme Mazi Nnamdi Kanu or to speak up to say that our Supreme Mazi Nnamdi Kanu must be released. We must have to join these people. It doesn't matter what anybody say, it doesn't matter what they do. We must have to join our Supreme Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Speak our voice, speak in the loudest tone that you can, so that they can hear us, and make sure our Supreme Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is released unconditionally, because he has not committed any crime. When I look at things that are happening on the media today, when I look at things that happen on social media today, it's really shameful how we have degenerated so low to forget what we are supposed to be doing and doing a contrary thing. The only thing that matters to our Supreme Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is Biafra. Biafra cannot be hijacked, and Biafra is bigger than anybody can think of. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu himself said that Biafra is bigger than himself. Today, that man who is bringing Biafra to the front burner is in dungeon, and you are there discouraging those who want to play their own part to make sure that he's being released. In Nigeria, you and I know that there is no protest that can be held outside. No protest can be held in any way in Nigeria. And Chukwu Abiyama have planted it into the mind of every Biafran to observe the sit at home, to hear our opinion. And the sit at home is working miraculously well, doing wonders, shaking all corners of the southeastern part of Nigeria and shaking all the people that matters. The sit at home is making them to talk, forcing them to speak up. And today, here are you talking against the sit at home. We must continue. The sit at home must continue until our Supreme Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is being released. It is obvious. Sometimes it's good for things to happen. When things happen, you know why things happen and why people say what they say. In the past, you saw our Supreme Mazi Nnamdi Kanu when he was lamenting of men, asking for just 100 men to take on Nigeria. 100 Biafrans. He said if he can find 100 Biafrans, that he's good to go. He cried and cried. And many people didn't see through that message he was passing. People thought it was a joke. People begin to interpret it in parable. People begin to use so many ways to interpret it. But today you can see that it's obvious that we don't have up to 100 men who are sincerely fighting for the freedom of Biafra. We do not have up to 100 men. The reason why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was crying in that broadcast, shouting and lamenting, and we thought it was a joke. When you hear the broadcast, you will think, why would you get 100 men out of 70 million? You can't find 100 men. It is not a joke. When you see things that are happening today, those who are supposed to be speaking up for you and I are busy gossiping. They are busy talking about things that are irrelevant. They are busy fighting against even those who are fighting for the right cause. They are fighting against them. That will show you that actually we never had up to 100 men. What are you doing to make sure that our Nnamdi Kanu is being released? Our Nnamdi Kanu in one is 1 million man in one. He is Biafra. The 70 million you are talking about is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and today they are in captivity, and somebody is out there busy gossiping instead of fighting for that cause to make sure that he's being released. It's a pity, but we must continue. Our Supreme Mazi Nnamdi Kanu must be released unconditionally. It doesn't matter what anybody say, it doesn't matter what they do. We must continue. I want you to listen to that broadcast that our Supreme Mazi Nnamdi Kanu made in the past. Maybe this broadcast will touch your mind and you begin to work harder, and you begin to focus, and you begin to think of what is right, and you begin to ask yourself, are you not a Biafran? Why is our Nnamdi Kanu asking for 100 men and yet there are none? Ask yourself as a man, what are you doing to actualize Biafra? Listen to this broadcast.
What I am saying on our people are lame. They are weak. I am struggling to count how many men there are in Biafra land. There are no more men left. Weak, docile, and imbecilic. I don't know how we can take men who are not men into battle and win. I am ashamed. Very, very ashamed. If not that I was called to do this very work, I will not speak to any of you anymore. I have prayed since yesterday up until now. My request is very simple. The same prayer I made in secret, I will make out here in the open. Since it is your intention that your kingdom will be restored upon this very earth, I need men. I need men. I did not say boys. I said I need men. Those of them that you created to restore your kingdom, because the insult is too much. It is beyond what any human being can endure. We want to go and get Biafra, or we die in the process, because we are better off dead than witness some of this nonsense going on. Level of insult is beyond what any human being can do. They bring their cattle into our land, they desecrate our land, they kill us in the presence of our families and nobody does anything about it. And when the police attend, the police sit idly by as people are being killed by not a multitude of people. Only 4. Only 4 Awusa people can sack an entire village in Biafra land, and we call ourselves men. No, we are not men until we redeem our honor, until we look at integrity and say we must have a part of it. Until then, now is the time to come forward. I did not say tomorrow. Now, tonight is the time to come forward. 100 of us, and then we march. 100 and we march. The rest can come later if they want to. I am tired of broadcasting. I want to fight for my country. I want to carry arms to defend the honor and integrity of my country. I want to avenge the death of 6 million people. I want Biafra to stand as a beacon of hope, freedom and liberty in black world. I want Biafra to stand as a testament to the glory of heaven upon the face of this very earth. It is far more better for us to go and meet them and die with a semblance of dignity than with this very humiliation which we encounter every blessed day. They should come forward now, not tomorrow, not next year. You must bring them now. I did not say tomorrow.
That was our Mazi Nnamdi Kanu lamenting for men who can stand up, men who are men. But what do you see? It is obvious when he did that broadcast, many people didn't see through it. But today, from what is happening on social media, you can see that actually that 100 men is not complete. They are not complete yet. But I pray that Chukwu Okike Abiama will make men for himself. And he has started. Chukwu Okike Abiama have started making men for himself. If you decide not to fight, Chukwu Okike Abiama will raise stones to fight for the Biafrans, and every Biafran must be free. It doesn't matter what they say. It doesn't matter what we do. We must be free. Free from every clutches of the enemy. Free from all the plans of the Janjaweed. Free from every intimidation. Referendum is our target. Nothing short of referendum. It's either Biafra or death. Just as our Nnamdi Kanu said, many people are saying it, not even believing in it. Yes, when you see things that happening today in the social media, you will realize that many people are speaking the word of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, not knowing the weight of that word. Some of them don't mean it. Even there are so many people who are speaking online that don't believe that as soon as Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will be out. Already, many of them are already building their own castle. Many of them are already building their own stronghold to make sure they take over. Many of them are already building edges around themselves. That will show you a lot of things. It's going to reveal a lot of things to you. Many people who are talking about Biafra don't believe in Biafra. If you see somebody standing in his or her platform, discouraging those who are genuinely fighting for Biafra, who are genuinely speaking up for the innocent people, who are genuinely fighting for the freedom of Nnamdi Kanu, people who on their own decided to sit at home to air their opinion. When you see somebody standing on a platform talking against those people, what do you think about such people? What do you think about such people? You cannot fight for Nnamdi Kanu, and you do not want others to fight for him. You don't even want the poor masses who have sacrificed themselves to fight for him. It is a shame. Today you see people who are supposedly followers of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu speaking the tone of the politicians, dancing to the tone of the politicians. You see them when they begin their broadcast, you'll be wondering, is it a politician speaking or a freedom fighter talking? It is a shame, but we must continue. Nothing on the planet Earth will take away the message of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from the heart of the Biafrans. Biafrans have chosen their leader, the supreme leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, His Excellency. It doesn't matter what you say. It doesn't matter what we do. We know whom we are following. He has led a strong foundation, a very strong foundation, and he has proven himself qualified, overqualified to do what he's doing. We have nothing against him. You cannot indict him with anything. And today, we will continue to follow him until Biafra comes. And after Biafra comes, we will continue to study his messages and follow his teachings. He has taught us of a lot. Things that we cannot learn in the four wall of the school. Things we cannot learn in the higher institution. Things we cannot learn anywhere. Our Nnamdi Kanu have brought it to our doorstep. Free of charge. All you have to do is to open up his broadcast and you get a lecture that you cannot be able to pay for, given to you free. Yet people ignore those lectures. People ignore us. Some people, even when they listen to it, they don't care. Now you know why our Nnamdi Kanu always tell you to come with your pen and paper each time you are listening to him. But when you see things that happen to you, you find that even those who are claiming to be agitators do not listen to Nnamdi Kanu. They don't come with pen and paper. That is why they forget everything that he has said in the past. Everything he has warned about in the past, they don't forget about it. And today, they are busy gossiping and fighting each other instead of focusing on that which matters, the freedom of Biafra, which is the freedom of Nnamdi Kanu. It doesn't matter what they do. We must continue. And we will continue to listen to his message. That is why, once again, I will play the message of Nnamdi Kanu. A message has led for you and I, for us to digest and be focused. Let us hear from Nnamdi Kanu, His Excellency, once again.
I don't want us to underestimate how difficult this very battle is. We are fighting Britain, we are fighting neo-colonialists, we are fighting every major interest. Do you know how many oil companies you have? You know, some people say, oh, why don't you go to, what have you done in America? There is ExxonMobil, there is Halliburton. Very wealthy companies, very rich. They are campaigning that Biafra should not come in America. They're Americans. I went to Israel. Some Israeli businessmen that have dealings with the zoo, making so much money from the zoo,
After attending a meeting at the Knesset, they'll go to Knesset and they'll talk to Israeli lawmakers. The same lawmakers that I have spoken to, they will go to Israel and be speaking to Israeli lawmakers, asking them not to support IPOB, not to support me. Israeli businessmen, because they're making money from the zoo. Do you know that in Italy, Ajib was writing to a judge in Italy, telling the judge not to grant IPOB family members asylum in Italy? Ajib petrol that you have in Biafra land. Because they think that once Biafra comes, that we at least we'll put meter and ask them to pay for what they're taking from our land. They don't want it. Britain doesn't want it. Do you know how many enemies we are fighting? Do you have an idea? How many enemies we are confronting every blessed day? I want you to go to Google now and type in IPOB. You will see some stupid news. Even go to Biafra now. It's news about Jello Biafra that is on Biafran page. Do you know that they paid Vanguard, Nation newspaper, Punch, and Sun? Do you know that they gave them very huge amounts of money in December to attack us and to attack Eastern Security Network? Go to Google now and type in Nnamdi Kanu on your Google search. All the news about me is about this group who said no to ESN, repatriating Nnamdi Kanu. All bad news. They give money to, they paid Google as well. They give money to Vanguard and to Punch and all these idiots. They write their junk. Then they boost it. They go to Google and ask them to boost it. So when you search on Nnamdi, if I go to your office to speak to you, of course, if your secretary books an appointment to see me, the first thing they will do is to go and Google to say, let's find out who this person is. They will see all that news. You don't know that's what they're doing? You people, I don't actually think that our people understand the enormity of this very task. They think it's easy. That was why some people gave up and started building hotels. With the money they gave them to fight for Biafra, they started building hotels. Because they know how difficult it is. They know it. Because how about our own people? Even those who are working for BBC. People don't know the mess we are in. But by the special grace of the Most High Elohim, we have defeated all our enemies. They know how determined we are. They know how resolute we are. They know we're not going to back down. They understand that very well. So maybe they're trying to end their pay. These are journalists that went to school, that read about ethics. Most of them are Biafrans. They're Igbo. But they still write against us. Not that they don't like what we are doing, but because having this UG black people, demonic. If they see road, they want to take the bush. But we are not giving up. A lot of people are banking on us. Not just Biafrans, but right across the zoo and beyond. People listen to us all over the world. They tell me, they write to me, they tell me, they listen to you. We listen to you all the time. We listen to Radio Biafra. What you people are doing is marvelous. Keep doing it. So you think people are not listening? Of course the whole world, they are listening. Right now, in Abuja, there's no movement. Everybody's listening to this very gospel of redemption. That is to warn them that we're not going back. There are killings everywhere. Insurgency. People don't know of insurgency. It never dies, you know. And I will tell you how we are going to kill off the zoo. I just hope and pray that they come looking for ESN. I'm praying they do. Then they'll open up another front in the east. Then I will just be waiting for our Oduduwa brothers to try and join the fray. And the zoo is gone. To tell you how stretched they are, they only sent 1,000 soldiers to Enugu. Only 1,000. From the north. In every barracks you have in our land, they're not up to 1,000 soldiers in them. They're not up to 1,000. You see them on patrol with their hillocks with AK-47 killing civilians. Even the one at Fege, they are not up to 1,000. Obin said the same thing, they are not up to 1,000 men. It's just intimidation and fear. And using is the turn of our village to confuse and deceive all of you. But we have run them into the ground. They cannot succeed. Not now, not tomorrow, not ever. Anybody found in the bush, in our land, and you're not ESN, we will treat you as a terrorist and you will die there.
Once we see you inside our forest, you are dead meat. You are gone. It doesn't matter if you're vigilante. It doesn't matter if you're forest guard. It doesn't matter if you're zoo police. It doesn't matter if you're zoo army. Once you go into the forest and you're armed, you die. Don't say I didn't warn you. The zoo police can be moving about in their cities. That's their business. We don't have a problem with that. They can do their joint patrol in the city. We are looking for terrorists in the bush. If we find you there, we'll treat you as one. We treat you as one. Simple as that. Their soldiers are being killed all over the place. Who doesn't know that? But they're moving the few they have down to the east. That is how the zoo is going to implode. We stretch the army. They are committed in the north. They will be committed in the east. And then it's over for them. And let me warn every family. If you're from the Middle Belt, if you're from Oduduwa, and they send you down to the east to come looking for ESN, you might as well tell your family you will be coming back because you will die. I can assure you, you will die. God is my witness, you will die there. Ask those that came before you. Ask them those they sent before, where are they? Ask them where those people are before you start patrolling inside the bushes. And if you are a PG, a traditional ruler, aspiring Abuja Sabotua, politician, and you think you can act as an informant, you are wasting your time. You too will go down. If you don't know, let me tell you. NSAS must be revived this very year. The sins of the murderers who are politicians must be visited upon them. They are locking up people without trial. Our people are in a Ahoda prison, locked up by Nwike without trial. Imo State did something without trial. They kill with impunity. And when we go after these people, they say, oh, what you're doing is not good. It's anti-democratic. But to pick up somebody's child or husband and lock them up for 2 years is not a crime. In a Ahoda prison, people that did nothing, take them to court, they won't take them to court for trial. Judges are more interested in collecting money from us. Biafran judges, they won't take money from us. Do you know how much we spend on legal fees and bail perfection and filing for application every week? You have no idea. You have no idea. But Chukwukekabiyama is faithful, always. The inconsistencies of those that call themselves intelligentsia is sickening. You cannot have one foot in the zoo and another foot in freedom. Both are incompatible. Nigeria is the exact opposite of freedom. Anybody who supports Nigeria is a criminal. Is a hardened criminal. They will try to confuse you with their newspapers, with their television stations. If you fall for it, then you are a fool. I have given you reasons as to why Nigeria should not exist. And it will not exist. They have nothing. That is why insecurity, Nigeria needs foreign help, says Shoyinka. Even Ekuremadu wants international intervention. Fulani herdsmen have taken over Ondo State, according to Pastor Giwa. Shoyinka is a learned man. He's asking for the preservation of one Nigeria. And I told you that they have an army that cannot fight. Their army can only kill civilians. I'm telling you the truth. That is why I'm very glad that ESN is armed. Because they are even Shoyinka, Nigeria, be patriotic. They are asking for foreign help. But when it comes to killing civilians, you don't ask for foreign help. I told you before, Nigeria never defeated Biafra. Britain, Russia, Egypt, and OAU did. Nigeria cannot defeat ordinary ragtag band of insurgents in the north who are badly educated. How can you comfort ESN that has a major number of them are graduates? How can you do that? When what we use, we produce ourselves. How can you defeat such an army? An army of volunteers. How can you defeat them? I'm asking you. How? Where can you even find them to defeat? I feel sorry for the zoo, honestly.
After hearing from Mazi and Kanu, I must tell you, I am energized more than ever. I am strengthened. I am not shaking. I believe 1001% that our Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is coming back in full force, stronger than ever. And Biafra is very, very close. It is here already. No longer issue of talking about close. Biafra is here. Our Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is going to come out healthy and strong, lifting the flag of Biafra high for all of us. Once again, we will rejoice and walk into Biafra with our head lifted high, singing the national anthem of Biafra for the world to see the rising sun. It is going to happen before your own very eye. Do not relent in your effort. Continue to pray for our Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. May Chukwu Abiyama continue to bless our Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. May Chukwu Abiyama continue to strengthen our Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. May Chukwu Abiyama continue to give him good health. Continue to strengthen him. Continue to give him more revelations so that we can actually know the way to follow. Thank you so much for watching wherever you are watching from. And remember, bye-bye. See you again on the next video.